Hello, hi, Eastek underscore in. Hi, can you hear me? Am I audible? Hello, hello. Yes, sir. Hello, hi, very welcome. Good evening. My name is Ritvik Raje, and welcome to a part of my brain. There was one person, and that person is also gone now. Okay, brilliant. Okay, never mind. So, any which way, I am going to deliver it because I love talking about content. And, well, I wanted to do a regular video kind of a thing, but I thought doing an entire script about it and then practicing it feels to me at least that it's very fake. So here I am. I am trying to uh, talk about the content that I watch in the most natural sense, whatever I can. Hi Ayush, my name is Ritvik. Glad to meet you and thank you for being here. This is my first live stream called Yesterday I Watched because I just love talking about content. And this space is just a little window towards what my brain actually looks like, right? So today we will talk about the different types of content that I watched yesterday. And Mondays are generally hectic, right? Everybody is stressed, everybody doesn't want to work. The Sunday and the weekend hangover is lying there on your head. You're feeling lethargic, and yet your manager is right on top of your head. And there are a multitude of tasks that you have to now circle back to after Friday. So yeah, and especially when the long weekend is right there, right? So you're just trying to distract yourself and feel comfortable while working as much as you can. So what do you do? Well, I personally love watching content. So it's always on in the background whenever I work, whether I'm building a website, whether I'm working on building my course funnel, whether I'm reaching out on LinkedIn, whether I'm talking to people on WhatsApp business, irrespective of everything else, like the content is always running because there's always a moment which I can steal from staring at my laptop with full intensity, and I can just laugh at one single moment. And there are multiple moments like that when you're watching shows that I watch, right? Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Friends, a lot of animated shows like Gravity Falls, etc. So all of that, that is the reason that I watch so much content, that it helps me lose sense of reality for a single moment at least. So yeah, so today I will be talking about all the content that I watched yesterday, and that's why the show is called Yesterday I Watched. The theme of today's show will be Mondays are for safe spaces. Now, what does that mean? Like I told, Mondays are for creating those little moments of safety amongst all the shit that you're going through throughout your entire day, right? So for me specifically, it's very important that the content is there. Hi Shubham Pandey. Oh, nice. Hi, Shubham. Nice to see you here. It's been a long time. I know Shubham from my last job. So yeah. So yeah, guys. So today I will be talking about the four or five different types of content pieces that I watched yesterday. And can you guess the first one? I think I've already talked about it a little bit at the start of the stream. It will be a mashup of multiple Brooklyn Nine-Nine videos and Friends videos that start the moment that I wake up, right? So, like I said, I watch a lot of content, a lot of it. So what happens is the moment that I wake up, I there's something playing on my YouTube after obviously my morning chores and relaxing a little bit, realizing the fact that I'm awake now. All of this aside, after that, the first thing that starts is either Brooklyn Nine-Nine or Friends on a YouTube, where it's just playing like a mashup of best moments, best funniest moments, best Jake Peralta moments, all of those moments just keep running in the background while I brush my teeth, while I have a smoke in the balcony, etc., etc. Right, your morning chores and everything. So yeah, so in the middle of all of that, Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Friends is playing YouTube mashups completely. Uh, Now, why I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Friends specifically to watch in the background in the mornings of a terrible Monday that is looking forward. So yeah, so the reason is basically, yeah, just to create a safe space for myself, to bring that feeling that there is a little bit of comfort, a safe space, because I know what I'm going to expect out of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Friends, which are moments that I already know of. I've watched both of those shows at least 50 times each. I know the dialogue, I know the dialogues, I know the moments, I know everything inside and out about these shows. So now it's just about having something familiar playing as white noise in the background while you start your day and you begin and gain a little bit of momentum, at the start of the day with a little bit of dopamine and serotonin and a little bit of safe space, right? So yeah, so that's the reason that I start my day with YouTube mashups, and that's what I watched for at least 2 hours. Yeah, for at least 2 hours till I start working. Before that, with all of the things that I'm doing, uh, you know, these YouTube mashup videos are playing constantly in the background. Now, what happens after that? Like, there's lunch, right? So at lunch or while eating specifically, so I don't have lunch. I have or every day I have brunch. So I have a little bit of fruits and sometimes coffee or tea in the morning, and then I have a brunch at around 12 or 1 p.m. And during that brunch time, my entire focus is on the TV, right? At that point in time, I'm not working, I'm just eating, and I want something to entertain me, something I love, or at least, something enjoyable. So either I watch something new, but Mondays are for creating safe spaces, right? Dopamine to get through the day, it's so difficult. Oh my god, Mondays are just terrible, right? So yeah, so basically I switched on Gravity Falls. Now, if you haven't heard about Gravity Falls, it's one of the best shows, best animated shows that was ever created. It's created by Alex Hirsch. Is a story of twins who leave the city life for a summer in a very small valley town called Gravity Falls. And this town is filled with supernatural adventure, monsters, ghouls, and magic. And then their great uncle also have a deep dark story behind him, which is going on in the background, which not does not get unveiled till like season 2. And there are just 2 seasons, and it's available on Disney Hotstar. So for me, that show is a lot of comfort because it it kind of mixes very well two parts of two parts of kind of storytelling. One is storytelling for kids, and then mixing it with the and maturity and depth that is also enjoyable for adults. So remember, guys, always animated shows are created by adults. Like, while they might be for kids, they are created by adults, so they always have a deeper meaning, another level of understanding meaning in those shows than what you just see in the front. All right, yeah. So so that's yeah that so Gravity Falls was one of the other shows that I watched. 2 episodes. One was about when, I think it was about, yeah, it was about the bottomless pit. I think it's the 10th, 8th or 9th episode. And then the episode before that, which was yeah, manliness, the episode with the manliness, where Dipper, who is like a 12-year-old, a tween boy, wants to suddenly feel like he's a man. So how does he become a man? He finds people who can help him become a man. So he finds gym bros. Literally, he finds gym bros, and these gym bros are not normal. These gym bros uh, are actually minotaurs. right? So half bull and half lions, and they are very manly, right? They literally they live in a gym, right? And they have a leader who's like a gym leader. So it's absolutely brilliant. Like that entire episode where he tries to become a man with the help of these manators, as they call themselves. So yeah, it's really funny episode. And then the next episode is bottomless pit. It's one of my most favorite episodes. They just keep falling through a bottomless pit, and then they, well, I'm not going to tell you what happens, but yeah, you should go and watch it, right? So it's an amazing show which has a lot of depth, a lot of adventure, a lot of fun, creativity. Like you will not be able to expect what's going to happen next for a long period of time, and I think that's brilliant. That's something that I literally expect and demand from the different kinds of shows that are available. So yeah, so that happened. And then what else? Yeah, so the last thing that I watched was, and this was during dinner because obviously the rest of the time I'm working, so it's mostly just mashups or music that is playing in the background. Sometimes I don't even play anything when I want to really focus. So during the night, I while having dinner, I was playing mashups till before like the dinner, obviously, till while I was working. I was playing mashups, and then the moment that I took dinner, I wanted to watch full episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine, because obviously, I don't know. Yeah, so basically the reason is ki your entire focus is on your screen, right, while eating. So how do you hi Shipra, hi Dee, what's up? So yeah, so basically I was talking about ki how during dinner, like your focus is entirely on the screen, right? So you don't want to watch mashups or clips. You just want to watch a full episode, and that's like it, right? So I also decided to watch a couple of episodes of Brooklyn Nine-Nine called The Fugitive Part 1 and Part 2. This is, I think, in the season 4. Yeah, so basically, if you have watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, these two episodes bring the best of two worlds together. The Fugitive Part 1 is all about the entire squad getting together and solving a crime, finding fugitives basically, and then and in the first part, like, and then the squad is divided. Like Holt and Rosa are working together, which is like a very unlikely pairing, and then with Gina included in there, it's like it's so fun. Uh, and then uh, and then there's Terry and Jake, who are paired together, and then Charles and Amy are paired together, and they're all in fighting within each other, who's going to win. And then Jake and Amy are having an argument amongst themselves as well, which is about whose apartment they're going to move in together. So all of that is happening. So that is Fugitive Part 1, and then there's Fugitive Part 2, which is all about the brilliance and the charm of Doug Judy. Like I think he's the best side character in that show. Like not a main character, he's not even a side character. Like he appears once every season. So I don't know what he is, but yeah, I think he's one of the best characters on Brooklyn Nine-Nine who's not a main character. And his entire role in The Fugitive Part 2 is so beautiful. The way that those two parts have been connected and still have their individual identities and storylines is beautifully done, I think. And it a lot of credit actually goes to the character, the actor who plays Jake Peralta, which is Andy Samberg. That man is absolutely brilliant. His days in Saturday Night Live and his work with Seth Meyers, and his just brain, his comedic brain is absolutely brilliant. And one should watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, just not just for the funnies and for the comedy and for a different take on the cop, culture of the cop lifestyle or things like that, right? The police culture, which has been overdone and redone and overdone again multiple times in Hollywood specifically. So bringing the same culture but putting in a different lens to look at that culture from a comedic lens, and such a great comedic lens. It's bloody brilliant. Like the way that that entire show is created, the characters evolve over time, the way that Jake becomes such a nice and considerate human being towards the end of the show, the way Rosa melts and becomes more open towards the understanding that she has a family and friends apart from her actual family and friends. So yeah, so all of that, and Charles being Charles, right? Throughout the entire show, I think Charles' character is the best one. Charles and Terry, like didn't change ever. They never changed. They were the same throughout the show, and they remain the same. And it's bloody brilliant. So yeah. Okay, so Eastic has asked, can you shed light on what does a good story look like from the content you like? I'm interviewing for jobs and want to work on the work stories I talk about. Okay, uh, so for me, good stories are the ones that make you feel something, right? Uh, Imagine yourself like a 6 year old or a 10-year old or a 12-year old. Imagine yourself telling a story uh, to your grandparent or to your friend or in a friend group or to your teacher or in front of your class or whatever it may be, right? Do you remember yourself doing those, little bit of stories that you tell your friends and how much exaggeration you used to put into it, right? Uh, that was because you wanted the other person to feel something out of it. Even though those stories are probably, would be probably boring or dull from an adult perspective, especially like when you're telling a parent that. But there is so much emotion in it that that parent or that adult actually feels it, right? And he revels into the fact that you're telling them such a emotional and such a heartfelt story. So I feel even in, sorry, yeah, even for, yeah, extra points if you realize what this is. Like very few people will. But yeah, so yeah, good stories ultimately should make somebody feel something. Now, what do you want them to feel? Should be the answer to that question, right? And if you want them to feel uh, confident about you, to feel comfortable around you, to feel what, yeah, so it depends on what you want them to feel. So the hire me is a very, very basic thing. Like, yeah, obviously you want them to hire you, but you need to make them feel confident about yourself first, to confident and comfortable about you first before you know, before they decide to hire you. So yeah, so that's anyway, that is a very different question for a different day. This space is only to talk about the content that I watch, right? So the storytelling part of it and what it reveals about us as humans, and especially the fact that while there is a lot of fiction in the world, there is all of the TV shows, movies, animation specifically, people always say that, it's all fiction at the end of the day, it's all fake. But remember that it's always created by a real person. And you will see in interviews everywhere that directors, writers, screenplay artists, all of these actors, they always say that they were inspired to write about this character or about this scene or about this place because of their own experience, right? Their own experience of somebody who was like a Jacob Peralta or an Amy Santiago or a Captain Holt, right? Or if not experience, then at least derived experience. Like they talk to people to understand those patterns of behavior and how to tap into those stories and make them worth that drama and that those eyeballs that they get on TV or on the screen, basically. So yeah, so for me, these stories which are so-called fiction always have a lot of truth behind them. Uh, it may be characters, um, it may be characters, it may be storylines, it may be towns, cities, places. It may be situations, emotions, specific reactions, and all of that intertwined, right? So yeah, for me, that's why I love watching content, and I will continue to do so, because that's, for me at least, it's my escape from whatever reality is. So that's it from today. It was lovely talking to you guys, the two of you who are here. Thank you for coming here, and thank you for everybody else who came, joined, and left in between. But yeah, otherwise, I will see you again next Tuesday. Um, we will experiment a little bit with time next week, so we might keep it at 9 p.m. I might keep it at 9 p.m. The next week, which is next Tuesday. Today it was 7 p.m., but yeah, I will see you again next Tuesday, and let's see what I watch the next week on Monday, so that I can talk about it on the Tuesday. This is Ritvik Raje. I will see you again next week, and this is Yesterday I Watched. Good night. Have a good dinner. Bye.